Hello, YouTube, and welcome into the part 0 video for Jadwiga, our Polish leader. I like her. She's kind of a hodgepodge of different abilities, and the real thing I run into with her is the fact that we've got an encampment synergy, we've got holy site synergies, and we've got a market synergy. And while those districts are fine on their own, having all three of those and having no science is not great, and having no culture is not great. So it's just kind of weird. You kind of have to pick a direction and just accept the fact that you're not going to get a whole lot of mileage out of each and everything that she does. But I've done Poland into space as you do, and so she can do many things, but not all at the same time. Let's begin with Lithuanian Union. The religion of the religion founded by Poland becomes the major in an adjacent city. It loses a tile to a Polish culture bomb. That's more cute than it is effective. That's just kind of like, okay, if I convert you and we're sharing borders, I guess I get one of your tiles, but I don't get to pick which one it is. And so and God forbid we're not actually close, so it's just kind of weird. Sometimes you'll get some, and that's fine. It's okay if you're kind of going for a religious victory. Holy sites getting a standard adjacency bonus for adjacent districts is actually pretty neat. This is a packed ability, so 3 different things going on here. So the middle version is actually pretty good if you're going for a religious game. For lack of a better term, it sort of Japanifies your holy sites, so you don't have to put them next to mountains. You can just put them next to your city center and then next to your market, and all right, cool, we're up to +3 already or whatever. With an encampment on the other side, and so you can get some decent holy faith production out of her, and that's pretty good. It's a pretty good way to play her too, is as a religious civ. And then the third part of this, relics providing faith, culture, and gold, super good if you get the relics, which you probably won't. It's just the reality of it. If you stumble into one, or several, or happen to be by candy and hold off your exploring until sure, I guess. Like I'd love it if we could have a way of getting more relics, and this is what we've talked about at least on stream a few times with I wish profits continued existing, and then we either retire them into relics, or you know what I mean. Like I don't like the fact that there are only 4 profits, and then I don't know, it seems like an easy solution to maybe create some more relics that way. But yeah, so overall 3 out of 5, and that's just because it's kind of all over the place. It's not, the first part of it's not super great. The second part's really good if you're doing a specifically a faith game, and the third part of it is rarely useful. Golden Liberty, also pretty good, if not middling. Culture bomb tiles when completing an encampment or fort inside friendly territory. Forts are very easy to complete. That is simply a builder charge. Culture bombing's nice. Tiles are good. Encampments are good. Although I don't want an encampment in every city. I probably want 2 or 3 if I'm doing a war-based game, because I'll have a few cities that are cranking out units and things like that. So, kind of fine. The second part of this is actually quite good. One military policy slot in a government is converted to a wildcard slot. So that actually plays into the religious game as well, because you can go unlock your scripture. I believe it's scripture, is the wild card policy slot, which you very rarely, unless you're Greece or Poland, you're not going to have the ability to run that wild card policy slot for profit points until, it's not scripture, what is it? I can't remember. Until you get to your first government. Well, we don't have to do that. You can actually beeline right down for that wild card policy slot for profit points, and use that to help get your religion. And that's actually quite an advantage, because not everybody has an extra way to speed up your access to religion, and it's tough to beat the deity AI there all the time. So that's actually quite powerful, and it remains powerful throughout the game. Converting a military policy slot, especially when you're running the religious governments, which are a little bit heavy on military policy slots, gives you some flexibility, and that's quite good. The Wing Hussar is a really good unit, but you can't pre-build it, and that makes me sad. It is a medieval era unit. It is available in the culture tree, so you do need culture. Okay, so now I need an encampment and gold, and, so you suffer this like lack of I have to pick things, so the opportunity cost is high. And that's where Poland's a little bit weak. But the Winged Hussar is a good unit. It's one of my favorite looking units, and it's quite fun to play with. But you'll have to go out of your way to make it work. Either through those encampments that we mentioned before, and somehow you have to have enough culture to get there in time where it's relevant, because it is medieval era. And if you're busting out your Winged Hussars at turn 150, you're not going to be super effective. So you need to time that similar to what knights would be, and you probably want a mix of both knights and hussars just so you can pre-build something and get going with a war if that is your plan. And then the Sukanitse, I think I said that somewhat right. This is a unique market, okay? And markets are great, trade routes are great, commercial hubs are great. So we like this building, and then it makes trade routes from that building better. International ones, which normally don't have a lot of production associated with them, at least out the gate, get some extra production, and then internal ones get domestic ones get gold. So instead of just it's like Persia's, where we're adding in gold to domestic ones and production for international ones. So that's pretty cool. I think I said that right? International production. Internal gold. So getting some extra gold out of internal ones quite good while you're building your road infrastructure or something like that. So that's a pretty cool building as well. Again, we've used that one in particular for Into Space because having an extra, let's call it 16 production towards spaceship projects, pretty darn good, especially when you add in multipliers and things like that. So this is a fun game. I hope you enjoy it. It may not be the typical game that you expected to see us with Poland, but I hope you enjoy it all the same. We'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to stop by twitch.tv/thegamemechanic and say hi to us in person on the internet. We'll see you guys. Bye.